And we're going to head into Music Vault, which is what we've come to see. Here he is, just down here on the left. So there's a few things going on. A few little shops down here, looks very nice. Not open yet. This is Wellington Town Centre. There's Jake, the proprietor. I'll pop in and see Jake in a second. Hiding in the shop there. Just have a quick look around. A few more shops, charity shop of course. Let's head into the shop. See what's going on, get set up. See if we can find a few people to talk to. Let's head in. Morning, Jake.
Come in.
Hello.
How you doing, guys?
All right.
Win this guitar today. So, Jake, let's talk through some of the electric guitars you've got in at the moment. What's good? What's happening?
They're all good. So it's pretty much all second-hand stuff. So I've got quite a few Fenders in at the moment. So a couple of nice Strats. That one in particular, it's really nice. Just plays really nice. It's really light as well. Nashville Telly's cool. You've got the extra pickup in the middle, extra Strat pickup. So you've got some Stratty tones there as well, which is pretty nice. Got a nice Mustang with P90s in, so it's a bit different.
Very cool.
Really nice George Benson hollow body at the front, which has got flats on. That plays really, really nice.
Nice, yeah. So what's our sort of your price range in this shop generally on electrics? Where do we start from?
Fairly, so 50 quid I think is the cheapest, up to about £1,500 at the moment.
Right.
So 50 quid, I've got a little bit of a stale rail down here, which is just some cheap sort of Strat and Telly copies. So this first act thing, which is kind of interesting.
If somebody's going to walk in, first guitar, want a little setup, guitar, amp,
guitar off there.
lead.
I mean, amps got sort of 30 quid upwards.
What am I going to spend to get a little setup as a starter
I reckon
kit?
for about 100, 120 quid, you could get yourself going. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. And then right up to £1,500.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a nice guitar.
Nice Vigier there as well. That's cool.
Okay.
Never had one in the shop before.
So I walk in and I'm 13. I'm a metalhead. What am I going to get?
And probably an Explorer, right?
Yeah.
Or something with EMGs in it. But I don't actually think I've got one at the moment.
They all look very cool.
Oh yeah, I have. There you go.
Yeah.
It's got Floyd as well. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's got some baritones and a 7-string in the corner there as well. There's an 8-string at the top.
And where is most of this stuff coming from? Is it coming from people trading in, or?
It's a bit of a mix really. So I do part exchange. So that kind of helps. I buy stuff as well. So I just get members of the public coming in with things for sale, and I do a few house clearances. So all sorts of places. Yeah.
Cool. And I see you've got a few keyboards and bits and pieces going on, some retro gear.
Yeah, I don't normally have this many keyboards. This is unusual for me, but I'm trying to kind of do a few more different bits. So there's a few keyboards. There's unfairly a Juno there, which is like hidden by the keyboard above it. I need to swap them over. And there's some more synthesizers in the corner by the window as well.
I saw them. We'll have a look at those in a minute. Yeah, amps.
Yeah, always got amps. Yeah. So I try to stick to smaller combos really these days.
Yeah.
I find that 4x12s. Getting increasingly harder to sell. Some of the modern amps are so good and loud, and you just don't need one anymore. Although I do have one.
I saw those. In the window there.
But yeah, again, big range of prices as well.
Yeah. So we got our first customer today. David, looking at this guitar, I guess, or the amp.
The guitar, it's caught my eye. I'm more of a Gibson player.
Sure.
But I like the P90s in this one, so I thought I'd experiment a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So, what I'm interested in today really is what brings you to the Music Vault. Are you local? You in a band? You doing your own thing?
Yeah. So local in Telford, just down the road.
Sure.
So it's really nice that we've got a music shop in Wellington. I think before this one opened up, like our closest one was Shrewsbury.
Sure.
And then there's some others in Birmingham as well, but they're closing down. So you kind of, if you needed a pack of strings, and like you don't want to shop on something like Amazon, you know, you've still got a track to go a little bit further. So it's nice to have something just down the road.
Sure.
And get whatever I need.
Yeah.
Like today I popped in for a guitar stand, so it's nice and convenient. And Jake really knows his stuff.
It's a valuable asset to the area.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah, no problem.
No worries. Thanks, buddy.
Cool.
Tell us, Jake, do you get a lot of repairs in?
Lots. Yes, a lot of repairs.
Every day or weekends?
Yeah, I'm always seem to be doing something. Yeah, so yeah, and surprisingly quite a lot of restrings actually as well.
Yeah.
It's something I didn't ever expect when I started. So this is just a restring. So the customers give me the strings to put on.
Yeah.
Put them on.
What's the sort of sales situation at the moment? What are people looking for in the shop?
A bit of everything really. Yeah, it's just that's the thing with second-hand stuff, isn't it? You never quite know what somebody's going to want. And sometimes people don't know what they want either.
Well, that's a good thing, I guess, because you can convince them to buy something.
But always guitars, always pedals.
Yeah. And you get quite a turnaround of stock.
I do, yes. So I do a lot of second-hand stuff sells really well. I do a lot of part exchanges. So that keeps everything kind of flowing as well. I'm always looking for new things. So.
Yeah. And I've seen you chatted about a couple of like house clearance stuff and that. Is that happened quite a bit still? Do they come in and just ask you?
Yeah.
Can you come and evaluate this lot?
I don't seem to have to look for it anymore. I used to have to actively search for second-hand stuff, but now people come to me, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I get contacted by people who are clearing out relatives' houses, or people just selling a couple of guitars. Yeah, which is nice. So I don't have to try too hard.
Yeah.
I can be a bit more selective about what I'll take as well.
Does it all tend to be local-ish?
Yeah, sort of. Shropshire, Midlands. I think the furthest I've gone for something is Swindon so far. Which again is nice. It's less travelling.
Yeah.
But I would travel if it was the right deal. Thing. If it was the right price and the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've spoke to a couple of people in the shop earlier throughout the day about how much they value an independent shop in the town. You know, and what you bring to it. They like what you're doing.
It's nice
and
to feel wanted.
well, you know, it's a difficult. People can be a little bit intimidated sometimes in a music shop.
I've found that when I've gone into shops, especially some of the bigger shops. You know, you're in a room full of people who apparently know what they're doing. Especially if you're just starting out, it can be quite intimidating. There's nothing worse than when you want to try a guitar and the guy gets it down, plays some amazing lead.
Yes.
Presents you with the guitar to play. You know? So I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
I try not to play anything for anybody unless I'm explicitly asked.
Yeah.
I'm not that great either. But,
well, I think if you just demonstrate that the thing works usually, and then let them do their own thing.
Yeah, let them do their own thing. Because that's the best way to find out is to try it out and see what it does.
Yeah.
Hopefully comfortable environment that helps as well.
Yeah, a little bit of patience required on your part sometimes, I guess, because
especially on a Saturday when you've got 4 or 5 people trying to get things, different things.
I've noticed it's been busy today, hence it's quite difficult to get the right time to talk about things, But I thought I'd catch you while you're doing some sort of repair. I saw this come in earlier. The guy seemed quite happy. Sounded like
it a few times,
I was going to say, it sounded like he was a regular.
Yeah. So he usually gives me the strings because I don't stock these particular ones, but just likes to get me to do it for him for some reason. So
Excellent. Cool. Carry. I'll let you get on.
Cool.
Hi, Charlie. So you come into the shop, seeing you playing around a few instruments and whatnot. You local?
Yeah, no, I live in Highley.
Okay, and you come in the shop very often?
I've only been here twice, but I do like it.
Yeah.
It's my favourite music shop I've been in.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think an independent music shop like this in this sort of town is a good thing?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Adds to the. How old are you, Charlie?
I'm 16.
Yeah, so you're starting out, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah,
How long
I
have you
only
been playing?
started about 7 months ago.
Yeah. And I see you got a bass there. Is that what you're doing, or are you playing either,
bass,
or in a band?
No, I was, but we broke up about December time, I reckon.
Right. Okay. You're still looking to do some other stuff though?
Yeah, I'm going to try do music in college.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And do you think Jake and the shop here is, there's not many around, is there really locally? I guess not many to choose from. You looking for anything in particular?
Or just hoping to try out a Rickenbacker.
I've got Rickenbacker's guitar. I haven't got the bass. I would like to have one.
I've got a bass similar to one, it's a cheaper copy.
Rocking Better or something.
Got for about £200.
Yeah. They'll look the part though.
Yeah.
What sort of band, what sort of music are you doing?
Classic rock, 70s, 60s type of stuff, like Queen, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, no, someone else said that to me earlier. Came in. I'm surprised how many people of your sort of age bracket are doing that sort of music. Okay, cool. But you're planning on coming back in? some point in the future?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. All right. Well, good luck with your music.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. I see we've got quite a lot of effects going on as well.
Yeah, I do a lot of pedals, and I'm always looking for pedals because they sell really, really well. I think they're a good thing to experiment with. They don't take up a lot of space, and you can have some real fun with them.
Yeah.
And they're all second hand as well, so it's just stuff that I've just like.
They get trade-ins as well.
Yeah, well, quite a lot of people have gone down the Helix or Kemper route, and they've got a board full of pedals. So I quite regularly just buy an entire board of pedals.
Yeah,
but, again, I've done clearances, so all these Marshall pedals came from a house clearance recently.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a strange collection of stuff. There's lots of sort of cheaper guitars and practice amps, and for some reason, loads of Marshall pedals, and that was about it.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on a little bit further. What we got in this one? A bit more effects,
So this
bit
is
more
like
pedal
MISC
board style stuff.
Yeah, bigger pedals, effects units. There's an MPC. There's a brain off a Roland drum kit in this cabinet. There's a few more pedals because I ran out of space in the other cabinet. So there's a Cliff. I've forgotten his name. Signature Wah.
Yeah.
Some Messer pedals. There's a looper. Oh, that's fun. That's an old Casio SK. Oh no, it's not CT18. It's a keyboard and a whammy.
That's,
more synths.
A few more synths. Yeah.
The System 8 is awesome.
I heard you say you've moved a Phantom.
I did, yeah. I had a
recently.
Phantom X8, which was ginormous. Yeah. So that was here. Those keyboards were over the other side.
Yeah.
And a drum kit recently as well, actually.
Yeah. So we're back in the music vault. We got Brad popped in to. I don't know, what have you popped in for, Brad?
So my bass restrung and set up.
Okay, excellent. And you in the area? You local?
I am, yeah. Telford.
Yeah. And what do you think of the shop generally for you?
Amazing. It's nice to have
Nice and
have a
handy.
music shop to come and actually physically look at and play instruments. So a lot of them are shutting down, aren't they, recently? It's fantastic.
You get in here often?
I do, as often as I can.
Yeah. And what do you think the music shop means for like the local area, having this shop, something like this, an independent shop?
I mean, you can actually come and try things. It's always a good thing. And being able to have your guitars set up and have them, feeling great. They're always fantastic when they've been done.
I've seen quite a few people bring stuff in today for repairs and bits
He's
like
amazing.
that. So
Yeah,
I didn't appreciate
you can ask him
how
how busy
often
he
that
is.
was happening.
Yeah.
But he's been quite busy with that sort of stuff. So, and what do you think for new artists and people who are looking to get into it now? Do you think shops like this are a good?
It's perfect. I mean, there's a lot of beginner and budget models as well as some of the more expensive ones. So yeah, it's perfect, and to come and have a try before you buy. So
Are you playing yourself? You said you was in a
I
band.
am just at home at the minute. I used to be in a wedding band for a good few years, but just trying to get back up and running at the
Bit
moment.
home fun.
Yeah.
And you said you
at
bought a
home.
bass in, so you bass or guitar?
Bass, guitar. Yeah, I was bassist in the band and singer. But,
Sure.
Yeah, and a little bit of guitar at home too. So.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people have said that having a local shop has been a good idea, really. Rather than
Absolutely.
a big consortium.
I mean, we had to travel to like Wolverhampton, Birmingham before really to have a proper music shop. So.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Well, hope
Right.
you get yourself sorted. And
Cheers.
thanks for talking to us.
No, you're
Cheers,
welcome.
buddy. And the acoustics? What's I heard
so,
you were talking earlier about the acoustics being quite a good mover.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so I do a lot with Tanglewood, so it's one of the few brands I deal with that's new, but they sell really, really well. And then I do get some second-hand stuff, not as much as I do electric. But I've got a couple of interesting bits. So probably most interesting one is probably the Fender.
Yeah.
So that is a '66 Fender Malibu, which has
Oh,
had
yeah,
a bit of a hard life, but
Yeah. Oh, that was the one the guy was playing earlier.
yes, yeah. But I just think it's really cool. There's a Taylor there next to it as well, so I do get a few nice bits, not as much as I'd like.
Trade-ins again, mostly?
Yeah. It's I find acoustic players don't tend to get rid of their gear so much as electric players do. They tend to buy maybe one nice acoustic, then stick with it forever. Electric guitarists, total opposite, changing every 5 minutes.
I can see.
I usually have
people that come in.
about 10.
Yeah. And then we got all our little bit of peripherals and whatnot, which I'm
So
guessing
accessories and strings and
daily stuff,
useful
people
stuff,
coming in and out and moving.
Never got the right gauge pack of strings. I'm always adding to the collection. But there's always sort of like I got asked for 9.5. the other day, so.
Okay, guys, we're here now with Alfie. He's popped into the music vault today checking out his little Fender Malibu, which is a new one on me, I have to say.
Don't see many of these that often, and this one's very old.
Yeah, but it looks quite cool and it sounds all right with what you're doing anyway.
Yeah, it does all right, doesn't
So
it?
tell us a bit, Alfie, are you local? What
I
brings
am
what brings you
literally
into the
2
shop
minutes
today?
up the road.
And what brings you into the shop today?
Well, I've known Jake for, it must be going on 10 years now. So whenever I'm sort of in the town, I'll pop in, say hello, see what he's got in, see if he can tempt me with something.
Well, that's the idea, yeah. I think having a music shop like this, an independent shop in a town like this is a good.
Yeah, it's great.
Good idea.
It's great. Like when I was growing up and I was learning to play guitar, having somewhere that I could. I mean, it was a much smaller scale then. Having somewhere that I could come into and meet local musicians and just Jake himself and get little tips and tricks, or get the guitars worked on. It was amazing. I bought my first guitar here.
Right.
Bought my first amp here. Everything I bought from Jake.
The impression is that the local shop is kind of dying out a little bit. A lot, but although I haven't said that, in the Midlands there's a few popped up over the last year or two.
I think local music shops particularly harbour a certain kind of gratification within the community, for the local musicians, and especially if, like in Wellington, you've got several pubs where bands are playing. Having a local music shop, it's just makes sense, right? So
and I've seen a lot of people. There's a lot of people coming in out of here today. I'm actually surprised, really, but in a good way.
It's always weird because I think you see people on the street and you think they're not a musician. You see them in here. You think, and they're playing some Eric Johnson lick in the corner, and you think, really? But it just shows that it doesn't matter what background you're from, you can enjoy music, and having a guitar shop, or a music shop I should say, where you can come in and get things is great.
Well, and the repair side of it as well. I've seen about 3 or 4 people have been in this morning already for a battery, a couple of strings to be changed. Some guys just dropped a little ukulele or something off for a new set of strings. There's one with a broken neck on it or something. And to have it sort of right in your little local town centre, someone who can do that.
Because you think that, I need a bridge pin. You've got to. Where are you going to buy one of those? You've got to order a pack, or you can, if you have a local shop, pop in, talk to Jake, he'll get you a little bridge pin. It just makes it so much easier, and it really kind of helps the community.
And I think there's a lot of used gear in here as well, which I think is missing in some of the bigger stores.
Definitely,
People want to go in and try and get a little bit of a bargain, maybe just try something out. They don't want to be going too mad.
Jake looks over every single guitar. It's all got new strings. It's been set up. The frets have been looked at. The bridge has been looked at. Having that sort of guarantee, that assurance. Is great.
Well, and of course you can just walk back in if something's not quite right, and they'll look at it for you. You're not going to do that in cash converters, really, are you?
Having Jake here has been great. We're spoiled, really. I think.
Well, good. Okay, thanks for your time, Alfred.
No worries. Take care.
Much. I've caught up with Jake today at the Music Vault, the only independent music shop, I believe, in Wellington, Telford, and we've had a good look around today. There's been lots of people coming in and out. It's been very busy, I think, which is good. And just going to have a quick chat with Jake about how you started the shop, where it all came from, and what sort of things been selling, what's not been selling, how the shop's going in general. Because it seems clear that most people who are coming in, like these people here, are very keen to see an independent music shop in the local area.
Tell us
a little bit about your where you kept. So I know you had the market stall, and I think you had a little shop on the opposite side of the street here.
So I started off with the market stall, which I shared with a friend of mine, and we split the stall in two. I did guitar accessories, and my friend did skateboard stuff. And then, unfortunately for Matt, it didn't work out for him, so I took over the whole unit, and then it's just grown from there, really. I remember my first stall, I had a mandolin and a keyboard, and just some accessories which I bought from another business that had shut down. It was not much at all.
But it got you started.
Yeah, it got me going. So I had a day job as well at the same time. So I used to work at the Haygate, which is the pub in Wellington. And then did the shop as well, and then I've just incrementally gone to bigger and bigger units. Bought more guitars, more gear, because unfortunately need a lot of stock for a guitar shop. And then moved into my first shop, which was about 2 years ago. And then moved here. Got that wrong. It's more like 4 years ago actually now, because I've been in the shop for 2 years. It's amazing how the time goes. So
And how did you find custom generally? Pretty busy?
Good, So if it wasn't for the second-hand stuff, I don't think it would be quite as successful. So I do get a really good turnaround on second-hand stuff. I do repairs as well, so I can buy guitars that are looking a bit sad and renovate them and sell them on as well. I do a lot of repairs for people now as well. So I've got a workshop on site, which I do a lot of repairs. So even when it is quiet, I'm usually busy doing something.
Sure,
A bit
of online sales?
A bit. That's a bit of a sore subject. So I've been quite late getting into the online thing, and then before Christmas I got the website looking all really, really good and uploaded all the stock, and I was getting really, really good trickle of sales.
Yeah.
And then I must admit I've neglected it recently, so that's one of my main projects for this year, is to get on top of the website, because it was going really, really well.
Yeah.
But at the moment there just isn't a lot of stock on there, so I need to update it.
Well, you know,
It's surprisingly quite a lot of work taking photographs and doing all the listings for this, especially because it's all second hand. Each item needs its own listing. Sometimes if it's electric, pickups have been changed. You know, there's bits missing or bits that have been altered, and I need to put that in the listing and make sure there's photographs of it. So it's surprisingly time consuming.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said earlier, you know, there's been a lot of people coming I've spoken to today, and they've all been very happy with the shop and the fact that it's here and the fact that you're running it and helping them out. And, you know, we've just seen a couple of, you know, people come in there, just bought some stuff and been quite happy with what they've done. So I think I think you're doing the right thing, and it's going in the right direction. So let's hope we can get a bit more interest in the independent music shop.
That'd be lovely. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. So I'm in the Music Vault today again, and I'm met with Joe Deakin, who's popped in to see Jake about some stuff. Tell us what you're up to, Joe. You're all about.
Well, after my husband died, his name was Tony McPhee, and he was a well-known blues artist, and he was frontman for the Groundhogs in the 70s. We promised him we would create an acoustic blues event for him. Yeah. In his memory.
Okay, good.
And in order to get there, I started a blues club called, unsurprisingly, the Groundhog Blues Club, which has been going since 2024.
Is that local?
It's in the Wrekin Inn in Wellington. I've been bringing in musicians from all around the country. They're sort of notable, they're award winners. You know, it's quality music in Wellington, which is amazing. We're getting some great audiences, and we're doing sort of small seasons. So we do 2 seasons a year so far. The sort of season number 4 starts this Thursday. So that's the 2nd of April. Then we've got 3 other bands after that. So it's Nothing in Rambling, The Worried Men, who are more rock. They're pretty rock, actually.
It's all original.
Sorry? All original stuff, all original musicians. And then finally we've got James Oliver Band, and he sort of goes towards rock and roll. Next September we've got the first acoustic blues event, which is called Under the Wrekin Acoustic Blues in memory of Tony McPhee. And doing some,
just putting on some artists and some local music.
We always have local support artists, you know, and pay them. We make sure that the musicians get fair pay, you know, and we've got a fantastic lineup for the Under the Wrekin event. It's with Dave Kelly, who's going to headline. So
What's the date? Give us the date.
That's the 5th of September for the event. But the Groundhog Blues Club season 4 starts this Thursday, the 2nd of April. But it's the first Thursday of the month.
Perfect. Thanks for telling us all about it.
Pleasure.
Cheers,
Thank you.